Hello, poo-poo. Hello, my poopy.
Is that you?
Oh, it's breakfast.
That's you.
Hey, everybody,
And
welcome
you.
to, I'm not going to talk loud. I don't want to freak you guys out. Welcome to the big show, the big 9 o'clock hour. I'm Raul Martinez.
And I'm Christina Audencia, along with Miss Chrissy Russo here. It is Tuesday, March 21st. We're going to get you over to the Quad Squad.
Yeah,
but coming
Quad
up, San Diego Sings, the huge festival happening in Balboa Park where you can enjoy live music for free.
Offering a baby more foods more often in the first year of life actually helps reduce that picky eating. Here with some great advice, once again, on 100 foods for your baby to try before turning 1, registered dietitian and nutritionist, mom of 5, bless her heart, Katie Ferraro. You brought your kitties. Hi, Katie. Nice
We
to see
did.
you again.
Henry's having a little stage fright.
Yes,
so
a little bit, but now
he's
he's eating something.
He's chilling and taking
right?
selfies with Chris.
Okay, talk to me about this. We have Charlie, Claire, Henry, and Dylan are back.
Yes.
So let's kind of go through this. 100 foods, items on this list, recently on the no-no list, so why the change? It's hard to keep up with all this.
There's been some interesting research lately that,
Yeah.
you know, the more often you offer your kids foods and the
Sure.
greater the variety of foods you offer them, the less likely they are to be picky. So there's a pretty
Okay.
cool study published last year that shows that if the kids that get introduced the most amount of food by the time they're 14 months are less likely to be picky by the time they're 3.5.
Really? Okay, so at what age, because you're saying under the age of 1, so at what point do you start, like I see artichoke hearts here and everything else.
Yeah,
at what point do you start different things?
Well, there's somewhere between, you want to start solid foods at around 6 months, but between
Okay.
6 and 12 months, we really call that the honeymoon phase,
Okay.
where your kids are really accepting of lots of varieties of foods and tastes and textures.
Sure.
But it's on us as parents and caregivers to make sure we're giving them those foods. You may have to offer a kid a food up to 10 to 15 times before they accept it, but
Yeah.
most parents give up after 3, 4, or 5 times.
That really took me by surprise when you told me that earlier, because usually if a parent tries something once or twice, the kid doesn't like it, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're saying keep putting it in front of them 10 or 15
Exactly,
times.
and not always the same way, mix it up. So today
Sure.
I have, I use a lot of leftovers in my house. So
Sure.
my kids don't love like really small things that are hard to pick up, but we had a farro for dinner the other night. It's a whole grain. Kind of fry it up in a fritter, makes it easier for the babies to
And
eat
that's-
it. They wouldn't
there you
eat
go,
it
look
plain,
at
but
that.
they're eating it here as in
Wow.
a fritter. So mixing up the way you prepare it with different flavors helps.
Okay, so when I'm seeing your kids eating all this stuff and they're eating the artichoke and the whatnot, how many times, I mean, do you just, they smell it, they look at it, they don't like it, but by the 10th time, maybe they adjust? Is it because they're hungry?
We do
Because
kind of tiny taste. You definitely don't want to waste the food.
Of course.
But we offer them little tastes and a variety. These guys are just over a year, so I offer them between 3 and 4 different types of food every time we eat, 3 to 4 times a day, but nothing crazy, just smaller versions of the same meals that we eat in our family.
And on top of everything else, in terms of the pickiness, it's also, they're eating healthier foods.
They are. And I mean, I'm not interested in cooking separate food for one kid and another kid.
Right,
so
right.
we do approach to feeding called baby-led weaning, where the baby basically bypasses spoon feeding and they eat the same foods that
Wow.
the family does, just no added sugar, no added salt. But that way you're only cooking one time for all the people in
So
your
I
family.
mentioned a little bit about the healthy eating as you grow into a little kid, a child, a young adult, and everything else. The benefits of doing this long term are
Well, it
what?
actually shows that children who start feeding with a baby-led approach, first of all, they're at no higher risk of choking than spoon feeding. Some parents think, oh, I don't want my kid to
Right,
choke. If you
right.
wait till your kid is 6 months, they're physically ready to eat and can handle food.
Right.
On top of that, they're less likely to be picky. And there's also some data to suggest that there's lower risk of overweight and obesity later in childhood, which is such a huge problem.
Christina maybe wants an artichoke heart over there. Yeah, it's pretty cute. What are some of the favorites for the little ones here?
So we do.
I saw
sardines.
sardines.
Okay,
Katie?
so I just want to show you, okay, I love these. These are sardines from Trader Joe's. Now, no added salt. You got to be careful. Some packaged food has a lot of added salt, but if you look hard, you can find no added salt versions of most of the foods you like. Now, you might think you don't like sardines, but babies haven't been trained to dislike any foods. If we offered them to, especially like the kind of more bitter flavors, it's good to introduce early so that they get accustomed to that. So,
Charlie, do you like sardines?
Charlie likes anything you put in front of him. So
Okay.
yeah. So some other things, we do a lot of canned pumpkin, not pumpkin pie mix, just plain pureed pumpkin.
Right.
Goes great in oatmeal. Claire, what do you want?
Claire wants.
Claire likes
what is
everything.
Claire? Yeah,
She's
Claire
the
likes-
champion
yeah.
eater. So yeah, we do things. We do a lot of ricotta cheese. You can find low sodium versions of that. Great source of protein.
Perfect.
Put it
All
on
right.
pancakes,
Dylan wants
bread,
the ricotta.
etc.
Okay, got it.
So just the things that you would normally eat as your family, your baby can eat as well.
Wow. How easy is it? Does it require a certain amount of patience to get your kids to do this? Because they're going at it, but obviously mom's a pro.
I think it actually requires less patience than spoon feeding them. So
really?
A key is before your baby turns 1 to try to offer them a variety of foods, right? So I put together a list of 100 foods for your baby to try before turning 1. So if you go to 100babyfoods.com, you can download this list. And it's just a lot of the normal foods that you and I would eat. You just prepare them in a way that's appropriate for your kid, but you don't have to go buy special crazy kid food in packages that's really expensive.
Of the stuff, I mean, most of the stuff is good things and good food and healthy food. I mean, wow, this is this is impressive stuff. Where were you when my...
But if you know someone that has little kids, check out 100babyfoods.com because I think you'll find
incredible.
There's a lot of foods these kids can eat.
Is there hope for the kids now if they're 7 and 4 years old to kind of start
Definitely, the variety of foods that you offer is really key. And if you are interested in learning more about baby foods, I have a course called the Self-Feeding Baby, and it does this baby-led weaning approach to feeding babies, and you can check that out at selffeedingbaby.com.
I'm told Chrissy Russo has a question.
Katie, what about if they're 5?
I asked mine are 7 and 4.
Yeah,
can we retrain?
The key, even with older kids, is to continue to offer them the variety of foods. So, variety is key, and we as adults probably don't eat a good enough variety. So be a good role model for your kids.
Okay, so we mentioned earlier, Katie is a registered dietitian, nutritionist. The online course, as you mentioned.
Dylan wants you to know it's called the Self-Feeding Baby.
Self-Feeding Baby.
And it's a step-by-step guide for starting your baby on solids with baby-led weaning.
I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm watching these kids for like the last 15 minutes tear up all of this food. This is like, look at this.
And you're going to stick around to clean it up too, right?
No, I'm not. I got something. What? Oh, I got, Katie, I got something. They're calling me to do something. FOX5 San Diego.com. We posted the link on there. So get on this. If you have a baby, this is the way to go. Katie, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Raul.
My goodness gracious. I mean, whoa. You guys done? Are you guys done?
We're just getting started.
Are you a boo-boo?
You waving bye? You waving bye?
A boo-boo?
Can you say bye?
A titi.
Say bye.